Romans 12, verse 3. For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 10 here on Humble Beginnings. So it is July. We went ahead and tithed $7,500 for the month of June. I realized I didn't do that before we ended the episode. So I went ahead and did it off camera. So we made about $75,000 last month. So we have a pea harvest. We have a cultivating contract going on right now. We have a small canola harvest that we'll be doing as well. I did have to go ahead and purchase the header outright. We couldn't find one in the sale. So I went ahead and took care of that. For the month of July, we're going to go ahead and focus on contracts, harvesting hopefully. If there's time allowed, maybe we'll go ahead and harvest our own oat field. But my plan right now is to kind of leave that alone until August, and we'll harvest both of our oat fields at the same time. And then in the month of September, I want to plant canola in our two oat fields. We can't plant anything in our soybean field until next year because there's nothing else that's able to plant in October, November. So, but if we can get canola in the ground, that'll help us out quite a bit, give us a good boost for next year. Canola takes quite a while in order for it to be ready to harvest. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that in September. So August, we'll go ahead and harvest both of our fields. And then more than likely like I said, in August or September, we'll lime and do some field prep as well. So that's kind of the plan. That's kind of where we're sitting right now. That's why I decided to take this pea harvesting contract. Should definitely be a lot nicer doing these with the size of the header that we have. I think it's double the size of the one that we were using. So we should be doing good as long as we can keep up with the trucking and getting this, back and forth to the field quick enough. Shouldn't be too bad. It's just going to the canning factory, which is straight up here, I believe. So it's kind of just a jog around, a little bit of a drive, but if for worst case, wow, wow, I guess we can see an issue already. Let's just jump into this tractor. Okay. Let's go ahead and stop this guy. I guess it's better to find out all these issues on the fly. Oh, let's go ahead and turn this off. That's probably why I couldn't jump into that tractor before. I'm not sure why it's not unloading in our... Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and figure this out, and I'll jump back in with you guys here in just a minute. Alright, well, I'm not sure if it was the header, if it's the harvester, if it's the trailer. But I guess for right now, we'll go ahead and just, we'll go ahead and run both. We'll go ahead and run, wow, okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and run the harvester and the grain cart, and then we'll just have our worker run back and forth to the canning factory. So, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little time lapse in here of us doing some harvest, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit.
Sun's up high on an open field. Hear that engine come alive. Every breath and every roll is a gift you provide. Hands on the wheel, dust in the air, heart at peace, spirit strong. I don't work these fields alone. You've been here all along. There's joy in the work you gave me, strength in the call you made. I farm these fields with purpose, but Lord, you come first always. I'm thankful for the morning and the ground beneath my feet. There's joy in the work you gave me and the life you've given me. the season, tried and true. I didn't make this harvest grow. Every good thing comes from you, from first light to the setting sun. I'll work with grateful praise, trusting you in every step, walking in your ways. There's joy in the work you gave me, strength in the call you made. I farm these fields with purpose, but Lord, you come first always. I'm thankful for the morning and the ground beneath my feet. There's joy in the work you gave me and the life you've given me. With a thankful heart and praise, there's joy in the work you gave me. I'll walk it all your way.
All right, so the contract's going pretty good. We're about 70% right now. It's not going too bad. They're able to keep up for the most part. I think the harvester's sitting at the field waiting right now. I found this bunning trailer for sale in the used market. It's 31,000 liters. I got it for 16,000. So I didn't think that's too bad of a bargain. I think it was like almost 70% off too. So I think it makes sense for us to go ahead and grab this trailer. We can go ahead and help cart while they finish up this harvesting on this pea contract. Like I said, it's going really good. I can't complain with how well it's been going so far. Harvesting, it just takes time, and that's okay, but there's not been a lot of stalling or stalemate stuff. But it still makes sense to go ahead and, keep things going as efficiently as possible. And because we found this on such a good deal, it works out really good for us. We'll need it later on in the future anyway. So I think kind of given where we're at, it works out really good. We're definitely sitting good for income. With the fact that, we're going to have that loan paid off for sure by the end of harvest season. I think we got about $40,000 left to pay on it, and that'll be completely paid off. So it'll set us up really good for, coming into, I gotta move over a little bit, coming into, the end of harvest season where we want to expand and, maybe get some more land or look at potentially buying a farm. Just kind of see where things take us. It's not a rush to get into a farm yet. We have a place. I think we can afford to put down a small little silo if we want to wait for the best price. We can always go ahead and sell it right away. Those are just things that we'll think about and look at as the season comes to an end. But we're gonna go ahead and keep knocking out this contract, and we'll catch you guys once we're all finished up here. Yeah, I think this is definitely going to work out a lot better having both of us carting. I mean, we're already back up to 86% in the last couple of minutes. So we're definitely speeding things up. We've already got 82% transported for field 10. I think we're going to make a ton of money off this contract. I'm not sure what it was actually worth to begin with. If we look at our contracts, it's worth $20,000 plus what we'll get for harvest income. I think we'll be doing really good. So let's go ahead and let's go get another load. It spoke too soon. This guy was sitting on top of the hill on the rock wall over there. I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to get the auger wagon. Just have these guys sit on the edge of the field and just carting it back and forth. But I don't know what the best route is sometimes. I try to make it where they just kind of do what they're supposed to do. And then every once in a while they just end up all over the place. But that's the second time he's been on top the side of that cliff. But you know what? That is what it is. It's not a big deal. Like I said, we're almost done with this anyway. We'll go ahead and just unload the harvester. We'll send him back on his way to the waypoint. And we'll go grab our tractor and keep carting that way. All right, we're just pulling in here for the last little bit of peas that we had from that harvest. The harvest is already complete. We've collected about $26,000 off the harvest income already. This won't be too much, but it'll still be something better than nothing. For another $5,000, that's pretty good. So we got about... so 26 plus 5 is $31,000 roughly off of just the harvest income. And then the contract itself, I think, was worth about 20, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, about $20,000. So overall, really well. Really good haul from that. We have a canola harvest to do, so we're going to go ahead and get everything moved over to the next field. It's a real small one. We only need one tractor. We do need to fill up the case, and we need to do some maintenance on that tractor. So we're going to go ahead and get that done as well. So we'll go ahead and hop back to the farm. We'll get the maintenance done. Then we'll knock out that canola harvest. I'll see you guys here shortly. All right, we're back at the farm. Let's go ahead and pull this into the shop for now. Let's go hop into our menu. Tractor, we'll go ahead and repair. Only $739, not bad. I think our trailer was the one that was needing it the most. We'll go ahead and repair that as well while we're already here. We do need to go ahead and fuel the tractor up as well, so we'll go ahead and knock that out. And then the next time I see you guys, we'll be at the canola field. Well, we're over here at this massive canola harvest. As you can see, this is a monstrous field. Nah, I'm just joking. Quite the small field. This isn't going to take us very long. We'll go ahead and knock this all out by ourselves. Don't need any workers to cart for us. We should be able to get it all in, the single trailer. But yeah, I'm super excited about this series. I was getting a little bit worried in the beginning there. I kind of felt like it was taking a long time to kind of progress and move things along. I guess it's kind of the premise, right? The humble beginnings types series, where we literally started with $0. Hard economy, literally everything against us. We were getting minimal money for the contracts we were completing. We were paying a substantial amount for leasing costs, which we still do if we lease equipment. That's not going to change. But our reward was next to nothing. So we were paying money, left and right. We were faithful with our tithing, faithful with our work. We were getting up early in the morning, doing all the things that we were supposed to be doing. So it's really nice. I'm really thankful to see things kind of paying off. We think about where we're at, year 2 in July. So, we're only, a few months into year 2, since our year starts in March. But we have our own combine. We've got 3 tractors of our own. We have a 625 horsepower tractor. So, I think that says a lot for, our integrity, for that us being honest, and how the Lord provides and how He blesses and takes care of us. We've had, more than enough contracts to be able to suffice for what we needed. So we give glory to God for everything. And, just want to say thank you to Him. Thank you for everybody who's been on this journey with me, from start to finish. I'm just super excited to think about the fact that once we're done with this canola harvest, there's nothing in the contracts right now. So we're going to be moving over into August pretty soon, and literally harvesting our own fields, right? Like, I know we've done a grass harvest, and by all means that's an important thing for us to do. But we're moving into our own grain harvest, right? Into our fields that we purchased, that were upwards of a few $100,000. So we've really come a long way, and it's just humbling to kind of think about where we've started and where we've come from and where we're at right now. And I didn't notice this, but for some reason, our header has got this red thing on there. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to take a look at that here in a little bit, but we'll finish this harvest off first, and then we'll worry about that afterwards. But yeah, it's definitely a humbling thing. Definitely, a reminder of what it is to, be willing to grind it out, be willing to stick it out, and do what needs to be done. And how God will reward us for doing that exact thing. So, yeah, I'm just super excited, super thankful, and I'm really looking forward to what year 2 on this series is going to have for us. So I've been only doing about 1 episode per week right now. I'm going to start bumping that up, and we're going to do for sure 2, if not 3. We're going to move this series along pretty good. I got a couple other ideas for some different series that I want to, kind of get into. But as I'm learning how to record, as I'm learning how to edit, as I'm learning how to do all these things, I didn't want to put too much on my plate right away in the beginning and trying to do multiple episodes or multiple different series at the one time, trying to keep track of all that and remember where I'm at with each one. So we're going to go ahead and just focus on this one. The reason why I hadn't posted more was because I was kind of playing around with some different stuff, with some different series ideas that I had. But like I said, we're going to be getting into those, but we're going to go ahead and finish this one out first, and then kind of, see which one we start next. But I think they'll be good. I think everybody will enjoy them. I know I'm excited about making them. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just knock this canola harvest out. And then before we move into the month of August, we do need to move around some product over at the farm. Our lettuce is almost full, outside and inside, and we want to make sure that we don't stop that production at all. So we'll move some stuff around prior to us moving into August, but then August will be a massive focus on getting our own oat fields harvested, and then hopefully getting a small silo put down so we can go ahead and actually maximize the price on those, so we're not just having to sell it right away. All right, so we got 11,795 liters of canola off that field. We're gonna go ahead and drop this off. We went up to the farm and we repaired the combine and the header right away, so we get to start off with our fields, fresh and anew, ready to go. Filled up the combine on the way here, so that's all topped off, ready to go. All right, so we made just under $1,000 off of the harvest income, but at least the contract's complete, and that's at the end of the day what matters the most. We did pick up a cultivating contract, which we honestly just started, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and just allow that to kind of run behind us off camera for now while we go ahead and do some stuff at the farm. And then once that contract's complete, we will be moving into the month of August. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this tractor here. We're going to need this guy here anyway. I'm going to jump over to the farm. We'll go ahead and set this. We're already running out of space for all of our equipment. That's a nice problem to have, but definitely something to have to look at. Is we're going to have to be looking at expansion pretty soon. I don't like just leaving things kind of sit around and sit outside, but for right now, that's kind of what we got. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff done off camera, get all these pallets moved out of the way. If for some reason we decide to sell something, I'll let you guys know. I'll bring you guys in for that. Otherwise, I'm going to get all this moved. I'm going to get that cultivating contract finished up, and I will see you guys all in August for our very first oat harvest. All right, so we are here in August. It's raining right now, so we can't do any harvesting. So I figured what we can do real quick before we even start harvesting is let's go ahead and I think we're going to build a silo. So let's go into silos here. So we got this one for 60,000. We got this one for 20. Holds 75,000 liters. I kind of like the idea of the Highlands edition pack with just the bay. We got a 3 bay, we got a 2 bay. Obviously a little bit out of our price range right now. So I think what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just go ahead and put down this $20,000 one. Like I said, it's a temporary thing, right? Like, when we purchase some property like this, we got this massive thing that we can utilize as well. But starting out, I think this is a good start for us. 75,000 liters should cover I think what we need between our oats and our soybeans. I think this will be more than enough. I'm gonna go ahead and just set this down right here. I know our grill's right there. Let's just go ahead and maybe we'll move the grill. Yeah, let's take this out, and then so we can move this a little bit closer. Yeah, okay. I think if we'll go ahead and fix the painting right away. Gravel. Yeah, that's. And then I think we can actually go ahead and leave it gravel here as well, considering that we're not going to be putting grass behind there. So yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So now we have our own silo. Definitely a nice little addition to the farm. We go ahead and hook into this tractor. We'll actually go ahead and put in our auto drive course right away up to our silo, so that way it'll tip into there. Let's go ahead and grab our tractor or our trailer. I'm actually going to put a little driveway right between there. I think I drive through there quite a bit. Maybe it's laziness, but it's very nice to have a little bit of a lane through there as well. Let's grab this. Let's go ahead and bring up our auto drive. Wait for all these cars to get out of here. Alright. So we've already got a lane that goes in through here. So we'll just continue this one on. Hit record. Up into there. We'll try to get another little one. Come on, come on. There we go. And then we'll do, we'll call this home silo tip. And then we'll just swing this around this way. Bring this on over here. I don't see any reason why we'll actually have to have this going back the direction towards our home farm. So we're just going to go ahead and set it up that way. So it's good to go. We will just pull him on the road. Let's go ahead and make sure that everything checks out the way it should. So let's actually do. Oops. Let's check one thing. Our field is field 21. So let's set up field 21 weights. Let's have it dumping into the home silo. Home silo tip. Now we're just gonna go ahead and send him up. There we go. And let's see how he does. Perfect. Tractor weighted, thank you. That looked good so far. We can always make sure that we keep all these apples out of the way too. It'll get a little bit tight around here, but it's looking good. All right, I think that works out really good. Well, we're gonna go ahead and fast forward some time. I think it's supposed to stop raining around 10 o'clock, and we'll get to harvesting. I'll see you guys shortly. All right, rain has finally stopped, so we're gonna go ahead and get to harvesting here. I did just accept a harvesting contract. It's a sorghum. I think it's close to the farm as well, so it'll work out really good for us. Also, I just realized that we can, keep this straw. So we definitely will be doing that. Let's go ahead and set up our GPS course. Hopefully this is the right field. We'll do one headland. There we go. Let's go ahead and hopefully get locked in. Make sure we're dropping swaths, which we're not. All right, there we go. Finally figured out. Yeah, I just switched from using steering wheel and joystick back to the controller. I just found it to be a little bit easier, I think. Didn't quite enjoy the steering wheel and joystick quite as much as I thought I would. I enjoyed the joystick. Didn't necessarily so much enjoy the steering wheel. Thought it to be more of a hassle than anything else. But it could be just me. I didn't play with it very long. I just kind of tested it out to see if I liked it, but it wasn't for me. Just kind of recap too. We did tithe. I think it was $9,900 for the month of July. It's sometimes it's amazing to look at how much we've actually made per month because the bank account doesn't always reflect that. That's because we are buying things as we need them and spending some money on workers and stuff like that. But it is always an impressive thing to look back when we look at the finances and how much we make per month. The Lord tremendously blesses us continuously, so I'm very grateful for that. I did pay off our loan as well. So that is completely paid off. So we are debt free right now. Hopefully we can kind of keep it that way for quite a while. There is a cultivator in the used market. So this is 62% off. It's the Bertestad Extreme 1425. It is 14.3 meters. I think it'll be an amazing addition to our farm. So we are going to be keeping an eye on that, and we are going to be purchasing that before it goes away. I'm hoping that we can, just purchase it outright without having to put any money down. But if we have to, we'll take out a small loan just to kind of get that. Like I said, there's going to be quite a few cultivating contracts coming up towards the end of the season, and then towards next spring, if it's anything like it was last year. And I just think it would be good to have that. Like we said, we have our big tractor, and having that will just allow us to not have to lease all that equipment, and we'll actually be able to, start collecting more money off of those harvests as well. So we are going to be looking at that. We are going to be going ahead and buying that at some point. But I think right now we can go ahead and leave it. We'll be watching the contracts as well, and hopefully taking a few more harvesting contracts with our own harvester. I did think about taking a few potato harvests, maybe to set up on a course play and work around that. But I think we'll go ahead and leave that alone. Maybe if time allows and we don't have a whole lot going on, we could maybe, take a potato harvesting contract or something like that. But those do take quite a bit of time. And, with where we're at, I think we're sitting really good with finances. And I think we're doing really well for, setting ourselves up to be able to really, start moving forward on some of our own property and stuff like that too. So I think we'll go ahead and leave it. We'll leave it as an option, but it's not going to be, something that we're going to focus heavily on if we don't have to. So let's go ahead. Let's cue a little time lapse, and let's go ahead and start getting this harvest done. And that is our first field pretty much all complete. We just got a little bit of this row left, and we're gonna go ahead and hop over here and grab that last little bit too. Not a big field, but I think overall we had a pretty good harvest. I think with the soil tape that we had I think it was, some areas were 90%, some areas were 122%. So a little bit of a variety of soil. But, we did all the prep that we could, minus rolling the fields, which, not that we couldn't roll the fields, or not that we won't ever, but it's not a start for us right now. But I think, we had a pretty decent harvest off of this field. we can go ahead and actually check the yield tracker. We do have that installed, so we'll go ahead and check that here. Let's go ahead and check that right now. So if we look at contracts, nothing. Supply contracts, nothing for us. So let's look at our yield tracker. So we'll look at the owned fields. Field 21, we had oats in here. So let's go ahead and look at oats. 37,857 liters of oats for our very first harvest. So I don't think that's too bad. That's all going to sit there. And if we look at what's the prices on that, can we look at oats? No, we'll have to go into the prices. We go down to oats. Sells for $622 peak price. So 622 times, what do we say, 37? Roughly $23,000. Not a ton of money, but you know, if we get a supply contract or something like that, that will definitely help. Plus, we have some more oats up here that we're going to be harvesting, so that'll actually add to it as well. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Let's hop over to the next field. Let's get it all set up, and let's go ahead and start harvesting that one. That's field number 2, all complete. Let's go ahead and just check and see what we got for yield. I think that was field 16. Let's show fields owned. Field 16 in oats. 20,825. What was the actual acreage on that? So field 16 was 6 acres and field 21 is about 6 1/4. So if you look at the yield on the little map, it actually looks like it was pretty decent. It felt like it wasn't very good, but I guess can't complain. You know, it's our first 2 oat fields all complete. You know, it's our own land, so it's all of our own profit. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're gonna go ahead and bring this over to the silo and dump it in there. We do have that harvesting contract that we're gonna go ahead and finish up off camera. One thing I want to go ahead and do is just check the used market for that cultivator. Now we're not gonna have enough. We're not gonna have time to buy it without taking out a small loan. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the loan for that. And then we'll also just go ahead and pay that back at the end of this episode as well, and still be debt free. At least we should be. That's the plan anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all hooked up, and I'll go ahead and get the tractor, and we're gonna go head back down to the silo. I'll meet you guys back down there and tip it into the silo. So according to the yield tracker, we should have 58,682 liters of oats. Let's wait for this to tip, and let's go ahead and see if those numbers match. So if we look at our time-saving stock check, we have oats, 62,241. I guess it's a good problem to have. We have more than what the yield tracker shows, which I guess that's kind of a good problem to have. Let's go ahead and check in. So we're going to be buying this Vertistat Extreme 1425. It's a 14 meter cultivator. We do have some time. I guess we could actually go ahead and sell some product instead of taking out a loan. I did close out the line of credit. I'm not sure what we'll be able to get for right now. So we got to a $501,000 line of credit. The property that I'm looking at is this one down here. That property is $930,000 with I believe a $279,000 discount. Whoops. But there's also a farm over here, which would be this one for $778,000. So we could almost buy that one right now, but that's not the one I'm looking for. I'm hoping to buy the bigger one right here, kind of just buy one farm and be done with it. But we'll go ahead and see. We do need to bale up some of that straw as well, but we're going to go ahead and knock out this sorghum contract, and then we'll knock out the baling. We'll come in and see what we got for bales, and we'll have to sell those right away because we don't have a storage for them. I don't think I'm going to put down a storage for them either. I think we'll go ahead and just sell them for this year, and then hopefully we'll have a farm of our own with bale and pallet storage. Now we can store some more product long term, and hopefully make a little extra money on it. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right, I decided we bring out some oysters and a little bit of apples. Go ahead and get those sold off here at the restaurant. Should give us more than enough at $15,000 to go ahead and purchase that cultivator. So let's go ahead and let's just get that done right away, just to make sure we don't end up losing it in the sale. So go ahead and buy that. All right, we are the proud owners now of a, I think, 14 meter cultivator. All right, they're moving along pretty good with that harvesting contract. We'll go ahead and keep unloading them as they need it done, but we're gonna go ahead and get baling on this field here. I just want to jump in here and share a verse with you guys. Kind of goes along with what we were talking about earlier in the beginning of the episode, with being excited with how things have progressed, and the fact that we were faithful with our tithing and faithful with getting up in the morning and getting to work and taking contracts and kind of just embracing the grind, right? And in Psalms 84 verse 11, it says, "For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from those who walk uprightly." Oftentimes I think that people think that God is just out to get them. God is out to punish them. God is out to condemn them, and all the different things that Satan tries to lie about concerning who God is and what God is all about. But the reality is he desires to reward us and to bless us and to provide for us and all the different things that are good towards us, right? It says that his thoughts towards us are good and not of evil. But we also have a responsibility, right? We have a responsibility to do the right thing and to do the things that God calls us to do in the way he calls us to do them. We can't just live a life of sin and do all the wrong things and expect to be rewarded according to the right ways, right? So we do have a responsibility, and God calls us to walk a certain way and to do to live a certain way, and to be of a certain way. And in doing that, he says no good thing will he withhold from those who walk that way, according to his ways and according to his laws and according to his statutes. So I just want to share that with you guys, and just like I said, it kind of goes to what we were talking about earlier. And that, we embraced the grind, we got up and we did all the things that, even though we didn't want to do them necessarily, we still did them. We finished every contract all the way through, even when we could quit early because they were already finished. We could have skipped ahead months and just kind of progressed a little bit quicker. We could have took out loans earlier, or, did things against what the rules were, but we stuck to it. We embraced it. We continued to, give God the glory. We continued to tithe even whenever money was tight. and all those different things. And you know, God has tremendously blessed us. I mean, look at where we're at now. We have our own little farm area, you know, a massive greenhouse production area. We've got 3 tractors. We've got our own harvester. We've got, you know, a planter. What do we have now? 3 fields plus a plot of land that we own that all of our production points are on. You know, you think about like all the things that we have now, and that's all because, you know, we did the right thing, and God has blessed us for that. So I just want to jump in here, share that with you guys. I'm going to keep on bailing. I hope that encourages you guys to, you know, even whenever you're thinking about how much it sucks to do the right thing sometimes, there's always a benefit and a reward for doing the right thing, just as much as there is a reward for doing the wrong thing. And the reward for the wrong thing is not a reward of good, but it is a reward of punishment. So keep on doing the right thing, keep on pressing in, keep on seeking, keep on listening, and I promise that you will be blessed and blessed abundantly. Well, we're almost done here baling our last field. So far we've got 35 bales off of this field, or not just this field, overall. So I think we'll have about 36, maybe 37 bales altogether. But I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. We're about 87% done, almost 90% done with that contract. The sorghum contract that we have. Whoops, gotta lower the pickup here. But we did pick up a second sorghum harvest, so we're going to be working into tonight a little bit to get that done. That's okay. I think it's a good thing for us to do, you know, especially for this year with the expansion that we're trying to do. But like I said, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like, maybe subscribe if you want to. If not, that's okay. Just know I enjoyed everyone joining me here for this episode. I got some ideas for September. October, we're going to be harvesting our own soybean field. So if you want to see what that is, stick around for the next episode, and we'll see you together if they come to fruition. Hope you all have a blessed day. See you in the next episode.